Oh, good morning, friends. I'm afraid I've let it slide a little bit, time-wise. Never mind. I notice also I'm losing it in that I got my millions and my billions mixed up last month. Not to worry. It's been a beautiful week. Exceptional. In fact, I think it's been the best this century, I think. That's something that it didn't get 75 years ago. Could hear the children a lot this week on sports days. The sound travels probably locally, small children, and that, I must admit, reminded me of my childhood days at school, 1950-51, 52 the latest. We had sports days, but not as you would know them. It's ironic that the girl from last week, who had been in all the papers appearing topless on the mountain, who came to the school where I was brought up, that school had a playing field, of course, because it was a private school and it was posh. Our school, in a Victorian building, after the war, and all the war what went off, it had no playing field. Never did have right through my school career, junior and infants. They did ask the posh school, the Moravian Girls' School, that we've been talking about, if they could use their playing field, and the answer was no, presumably a curt no. We used a field alongside the public house, the Queen's Head, on occasion, but they did once turn up, and this was for the sports, etc., and the farmer had ploughed it. So much for sort of superior rural living. It is incidentally the same field now is quite a posh cricket ground of quite a high standard. That's interesting in itself. We spent a lot of time at school in dinner hours going on long walks with the dinner ladies, quite a long way, presumably to keep us interested and stop us doing things we shouldn't. Interesting, we used to go what they call Far Lane with these two ladies, and it must have been a heck of a job for them. On the actual sports days, on this field that we borrowed, I remember other sports, the usual, let me think, three-legged race, egg and spoon race, the usual, rather low-key compared with the modern schools, I suppose, or is it? I did actually win once a prize for throwing the cricket ball. Very unusual because I was very small, and the lanky kids like Joff and Gill, etc., used to always win long jumps and high jumps and anything athletic. So for me it was an achievement. It did coincide with an incident where I got don't ask me where from, I had a ball on a metal ball on a chain, and I remember once whirling is the name, that round my neck, as in the corner of Flood Street, and letting go of it, whirling it and letting go, as a van unfortunately came just round the corner. At 75 I can still hear the thwack of that metal ball as it hit the windscreen of this van, and I can still see the man getting out of his van, but I was a long way down the road by then. Much more sophisticated nowadays everything is, especially sports days. I don't know of a school that would tolerate no facility at all for activity on a field. The playgrounds we had were small. I don't know that we missed it, Because, to be honest, of course, we knew nothing else. I don't know, I've said it time and time again. Were we sort of deprived? I don't know. Because we knew nothing else. We had some interesting fights on the streets, particularly after school. Maybe that was for lack of, getting rid of natural exuberance. I can remember one fight in particular involving quite a few, and round the corner came the headmistress in her posh car on her way to a nice area in Derby. I know we dreaded what would happen next day, and if I remember right, we were told off, but that was all. But we were kids, and we had nothing else. Spent a lot of my time as a child, even at the age of 11, in the River Derwent, non-swimmer. Had some one or two near misses in the canal, Borwash, filthy, dangerous. They had a very big epidemic one year, slightly later than 51, 53 if I remember right, of polio. Went through the country, a lot of it associated with stagnant water, canals. Pretty evil, pretty dangerous, but we knew no better. We knew nothing else. What else did we do? And what else do I remember? I was thinking back, it's the whole summer holidays. My own children are going to Spain, a little bit apprehensively at the moment, with parents of course. When I left secondary school at the age of, coming up, would it be 1950, 51? I'd be 11. I think I'd been out of the village about, I don't mean the next village, I meant properly out as far as Derby. I think in my entire life I'd been out, I think I'd been once or twice to Skegness, 100 miles, 4.5 hour trip. I'd been to see Hansel and Gretel, is it? In Derby, in the theatre. I'd been to the Peak District on a trip. I particularly remember Little John's grave in Hathersedge, is it? I'd been to Liverpool and the area round about, and the what do they call it? They all like it's called the Wirral. I'm losing it, you know. Don't tell anybody. And we were actually on the banks, the side of the river, not particularly salubrious. To us it was the seaside, but it wasn't really, although we didn't mind. And I think that was it. I'd been away probably half a dozen times in, 11 years. Yeah, what else do I remember? We got no TV or anything like that, of course. Our idea of fun in the holidays, I'm not sure what the kids are going to do in the next few weeks. Happiness to us was a bottle of pop. What else? A bottle of pop. What do we take with us? A jam sarnie, some jam sandwiches, and that was about it. And we'd be gone for the day. And what are the kids doing now? If they're outdoors, they're lucky, but if they're indoors, they feel safer. But either way, they will have with them an iPhone and possibly other, I was going to say mechanical toys, but they're not. But the iPhone is compulsory. Oh dear. Yeah, such is life. I won't leave it as long this next time. It does seem a long time, and it's beautiful days. Bye for now.